Well, we're in for a big one here today. We've got 4 rounds of Platinum Tour to get through. If you're watching it on YouTube, you'll get the same one by one, as always, Saturday through Tuesday as they come out. But we're doing it in one stretch over on Twitch. So we are playing off the white tees. Very high winds out of the southeast to start. Because why start your Platinum tournament any other way? Soft fairways, moderate greens, and the greens are going to be slow. So they've been going the route of very interesting combinations of conditions of late. We've had some very high winds in some of the other ones. Every week we seem to get at least one, but yeah, these are getting a little bit wild. So if we carry this bunker, which I think we can, should be able to give it like a full backspin, get the extra distance, and cut the corner here. That'll put us down to a wedge. So let's just make sure that we're giving ourselves enough clearance. So I don't want to end up left. Oh, what is that swing? I think we're gonna get away with it, but that was such a bad swing. Oh boy. Okay. Let's maybe settle that down a little bit. Yeah, so map, a muck runner was the first. A muck runner was the one that you told me about, so that's all I really know as far as those challenges are concerned. Beyond that, I've got nothing. All right, so we're probably looking at like a fairly lofted sand wedge, because I'm not really seeing a way to do this differently. I don't think I can loft it all the way, because I think lofting it all the way is gonna take us back to shorter than the lob wedge. But we have somewhere in the ballpark of like 17 to 18 miles an hour of wind here. Dead tailwinds, we'd still get a few yards. Should be less, but I'm going to play this a bit on the cautious side, because I don't want to ruin my chances of a good shot here. So hopefully this is what we need. I play a little bit more. It is quite windy. All right, come on. Good posture. Let's not do what we had on the tee shot. Something a little better on tempo and a little better on plane. That would be a little bit better in all of the above categories. That's about as good as they get. Okay, so I could have actually played it a little bit back where we were originally aimed there, and probably had a better chance at things. So now we've got to try and convert on what's going to be a pretty tough breaking putt here. Got a substantial amount of right to left. It's slower greens, but it's moving a lot. And so this first green is probably going to be a really good test of just how much these greens are breaking. Oh, I'm scared. I'm actually quite a bit scared. I think I have to go out here. No, I think somewhere in here is probably good. It almost backdoored. Heartbreaking one on the first. Man, they are not They're not pulling any punches to start this round. They're not pulling any punches to start this round. Jeez, man. 153-yard shot. It's like a 20-mile-an-hour wind. It's probably going to play upwards of 30 yards off. Then uphill. I feel like this is the type of shot to maybe take a little bit of the spin off. I'm a bit nervous though. Like, I straight up don't know how far off this is gonna play. So here's hoping we got it dialed up somewhat correctly. Good input. Get down, get down, get down, get down, get down, and sit. Woo, baby. All right. All right, all right, all right. That one's dialed into a number. Wow, 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 wow. All right, so if they're gonna give us this kind of wind, I feel like this is, if we go driver off the tee, we're probably looking at a pitch. I just don't think I want to lay up because I think there's too much wind. Like, if we lay this up, we end up putting ourselves back, or if we can take wind out of it, that's probably ideal. I don't know. This is either going to be a pitch or it's going to be like a lob wedge shot with a lot of shape. We haven't been pitching a lot, but my approach to pitch shots changes a little bit when the wind is as strong as it is. 16-mile-an-hour wind, though. I think that this could go long. Like, this is definitely short. 89 yards, uphill, 16-mile-an-hour wind. I feel like normally I play these headwinds about half, which would put us a little bit long. Downhill lie. I think just enough. I think just a little bit on the backspin. I'm gonna play it fairly conservatively. If we're long here, I think we're long here. Wow, look at that. Look at that. I'm glad I didn't. So, gap wedge there. Wind plays a little bit stronger. It's definitely going to be a putting battle out here. It is definitely going to be a putting battle. So with it breaking down the hill, basically have to envision this in a way that it's breaking like it's a higher green speed, right? So I gotta think that it's gonna carry that momentum down the hill like there. Just a little bit past, but then come across in the hole. That's the right pace. That's the right pace. It's a little low. Actually came across a little bit more at the end. I was thinking might just go a little bit further down the line there. All right, I think that's just danger. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play maybe a baby fade. I'm gonna overpower this as much as possible, try and create an opportunity on this par 5.104 might not be enough, but like any little bit of yardage that we can we can steal here. Just try and get back into this. Well, not back into this, but like try and get into this. So we've got 83%. So if I fully shape this, that's 270 carry. Probably like 280. Wind's gonna be in though. So it's definitely gonna be back. But I think we get down a good ways. Wow, I'm shocked. Only 260? Is it really that the wind plays that much? Oh, we got one of the heavy rough patches. Gosh darn it. All right. Well, that completely changes this shot. That completely changes this shot. Because we come out into the 30s and then all of a sudden we're on a big downslope. So I think we have to play mostly backspin on it. That sucks. I feel like I got completely robbed here. Not that it's a guaranteed birdie by any means, but just like to think you have a chance at it. Okay, well, that went from what might be an opportunity to getting stabbed in the back by the course. What's going on, Skyline? Thoughts on going straight into CC cold as ice? I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but I mean, I guess it depends on how much faith do you have in yourself. Yeah, what's going on, young bull? Welcome back. You run dog all your rounds. How's that gone for you, Ernst? Has that been a beneficial thing, you think, or where do we stand with that? And then the pitching wedge. Well, the pitching wedge is like 15. Something like this. So then I need to do that exact thing on the other side. All right, let's see what we can do here. I don't know if this is right at all, but we're going with it. A little bit fast, but it's curling. Okay, so overplayed it a little bit. That's gonna work. Just got promoted to Elite this week, missed the cut by 2. Why is it that, like, nothing... How are people scoring the way that they are? It's like nothing is a reward. 8 feet, crazy breaker. Like, what are people doing that they're scoring the way that they are? There we go. They're making those, I guess. When you first start out, your tempo is better and you think about more shots. You think more about shots, and then the longer you play, the faster you get and less thinking. Yeah, I mean, like, different things are gonna work for different people. Some people take a really long time to get warmed up. You know, and other people play better out the gate and then worse over time. So it's all about knowing yourself. Just trying to throw that thing as long down there. Overpowering would maybe have been better, but I think this is probably still pretty good. Because what? We've got like probably somewhere in the ballpark of 20 miles an hour at the tail. Probably still only play at like 12. So that's 218, a little bit downhill, and a little bit more. 5-iron should go and roll out, but it's fairly soft. I think just playing a little bit. It's a nice strike. Line's decent. It's going to be a little bit outside right. It's about as good as it gets for distance control. Line is what gets us out of it a little bit here. But just barely past the hole. It's basically enough speed that you could hole out with it. Okay, so we know that the first part of this putt takes it offline a little bit, and then it's flatter, and then it turns at the end. There we go. It's probably par fives like that give a lot of scoring opportunity in this, right? It's probably par fives like that give a lot of scoring opportunity in this course. And maybe some par fours like this that are potentially drivable. 311, full off, full backspin. 325, you get wind like that. See, I think if you overpower this, you can get green. Pull fast, but 109 was definitely too much. Whoops. I'm really not trying to hold on to 109 on these, I promise. I'd like to be maybe a little bit more like 103, 104. 109, well, 110's the highest, Ernst. So this would come out to 20. Flop's gonna be too long. Take 5 yards off of this guy, you'd have 25. Nah. I'm gonna go sand wedge. I'm gonna go sand wedge here. It might come up short, but I don't want to risk going long with the gap wedge out the back. Gap wedge might have been perfect, but this is not a bad place to be, I don't think. It's probably just the safe place to be. Leave it a little bit under the hole. interesting way to play the hole. It's definitely not the usual route that most people are taking. Can't even get like 104. It's weird. Like, you hit the 101 and then it's a quick spike up, a quick spike down, and then it like continues to drop down to like 96% or something like that. So it's definitely a tough range to find. I find it a little bit easier if you pull, now it changes your tempo, but if you pull your intent back and overpower, I find that it's easier to catch the up and get some of the higher numbers. Just because, like, when it starts the rumble, the swing's a little, I don't know, the swing's a little bit slower. When you start to feel like you're holding on, it's kind of moving your timing up, so when you would normally miss later, you start to hit some of the higher numbers. But it's kind of worth playing around with, like, looking at the visual meter in, like, the practice range or something and just doing practice swings, trying to hit overpower, and kind of feeling where those different numbers are. So, I get scared with this 4-iron. I don't know. I really don't know if it gets there. Because it's 20 miles an hour, 30, 20 something. Like, I think I have to take it and just kind of hope. I, like, don't feel good about this shot, but I'm hoping that it gives enough momentum to climb the fringe here. Because that was my concern was, yeah, I mean, straight up, that was always my concern, was that it being that short. I don't know, maybe if I played that with full backspin, get the extra carry on it and try and get it to the green, probably would have been the better way to go about it. Let's get a good swing on this. Come back right. Just a little bit wide. Just a little bit wide. It's all right. That's all right. That never felt good, but I definitely should have tried something with it. Definitely should have tried something with it. If I think it's gonna be that short, trust your gut. Trust your gut. All right, I think you go driver, and then I think the driver, because of the wind here, is going to end up putting us back to a full wedge anyway. Don't need to take a different club to do a layup. All right, 125 yards. We're just keeping up like the 20 miles an hour wind. It is crosswind, though. There's the chance that this is a little bit long. So far going and Cole's not paying dividends. Yeah, there was always a pretty good chance that it wouldn't. There was always a pretty good chance that it wouldn't. That felt fast, yeah. And distance was good. Fast keeps me so far offline, though. Alright. These winds are making things quite difficult for us. Like, quite difficult for us. I feel like we're putting up a decent fight, though. Gotta sink some long-range ones like this. Oh. Wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. Okay, come on. Let's get back on the scoring trade here, because we had a good stretch there. We had a good stretch, and then we kind of lost it. 9-iron, uphill, say like 163, 18-mile-an-hour wind. If we get 12 of that, 10 of that, and then uphill, it's probably gonna play around an extra 10 or so, which would be 73. Something like here. It's uphill, but it should carry some momentum, so I'm gonna give it just a little bit of loft to try and take some of that momentum away. It's a nice strike, 99%. It's a couple percent too short. Yeah, 2% would have been nice. 2% would have been nice. Fortunately, though, the putt from here doesn't seem too bad. So it's probably stuff like this, like people just getting to flatter portions of the green and being able to sink these ones that don't have too much break to them. So like we've got little bits of movement here. I think it's probably one that it's hopefully safe enough to go right edge. And just carry it home. All right, 6 under through 10, not bad. If we can get up to double digits, I'm seeing that 14 under is the top score here at the moment. It's probably a little bit higher than that. But if we can get probably like 12, 13. I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch. I think if we can put together a couple of good holes, we can do it. All right. I think 3-wood is the play, but I think we have to overpower 3-wood in order to make it. $105. Well, maybe I didn't. I thought that lie percentage was gonna hurt me a lot more. We're on the green though. We're on the green, and I know that clubs like that, when you hit the overpower more than 101, it really starts to get some distance jumps. So 105 to 101 might be more than 10 yards. So yeah, we could very easily with 101 be a few feet short. Yeah, we could be 10 foot short of the hole. So left to right, kind of flattens. Left to right, and then more at the end. We got the curl at the end. Maybe if we were just dying that putt into the hole. But that held just a little bit too straight through the middle. But we'll take a tap-in birdie any day of the week. I don't love the idea of the creek here. Well, what is it if you lay this shot up? Yeah, I mean, that's just way too much distance. So, like, you're kind of forced to drive. The safe shot potentially could be going over here, but that doesn't leave you with a great distance or angle. So we've got to play quite a bit of fade, or draw, rather. Keep this curling back around. Stay on the left side of the fairway, and I think it's soft, so shouldn't have too much issue here. All right, we're keeping ourselves in it. Like, we're giving ourselves decent chances every time, I feel like. This one's gonna be less than ideal, just because of the way that this ridge is. not a huge fan. So we're gonna be a little short, a little long. All right, try and do a little something here. I don't know how it's gonna work. Hold it. I put full brakes on. Got a little bit too much distance. It checks up. It checks up, but got a little bit too much carry on it for what I'm trying to play, at least. All right, let's try and send this one home. Have to be outside the hole, though, in order to sink the putt. A little bit more. I'm like 2 inches of power off draining that. Oh, that's the smallest amount. We've been so close, but some of these have just been a little bit out of reach. There's a lot of slope there. If you end up over in this, you have a flop shot up over and into the downhill. I mean, you have to get over that downhill anyway. So I don't know that it is that big of a deal if you get far up or not. This might come rolling back down, I'm not sure. Huh. Okay, we stick. We stick, we stick, we stick. .47-yard flop shot. Uphill lie, and the wind here, I think it's like a touch of loft, a touch of backspin. Should come out to the right, and wind should move it left, and then it's a kick right. So something in here. It's a nice strike. Oh, it's gonna be short. Wow. Enough wind and like shape on that lie that it actually does something on the flop shot. That's crazy. It takes a lot to do that to a flop. And apparently there is an amount that gets that done. So today I learned. And learning is good. There we go. Make up for the last one. Make up for the last miss putt. Take a little bit of something away from that read. Which was basically, hey, idiot, play a little bit more power. Play just a little bit more power. They really want to force you into some interesting drives and pitch shots. If you take full drive out here, gonna get a slight headwind, so probably somewhere in the ballpark of pitching wedge to 9-iron. If you take it down here into the small gap and bounce it out, you've got a pitch shot. I slowed it, but I played it very far left. Good. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I think with high winds, the pitch shot is probably not the worst thing to have to take into things. The hard part is obviously knowing how much things are gonna play. So there's a little bit of a guessing game going on here. And like, you could see that I got that guessing game completely wrong. Alright, we're gonna try and put this one. Keep it on the ground here. Flattish at the start. And then get it kind of coasting along this ridge where it turns in and then continues to turn towards the end of this putt. It's low. Oh, but it's short on power. Okay, so the read's not as far off as I thought. Just a touch short on power there. I don't know, like, is this the type of thing we want to risk? Because I think we can. We've been striking it pretty well. Full backspin. That wind, like, it would carry down pretty far. I'm actually only gonna go like 3/4 backspin. It's not a great time to slow one, but it is drifting left. Come on, get up. Completely okay with that. Completely okay with that. Because a shot like this with full backspin, I know we're out of the rough. So we just check it up a little bit shorter. Sit. I gotta figure out a little bit better how much the different roughs affect these. But that's still an up and down for birdie. That's still up and down for birdie. But if we want to get to this, 12 under mark, we're gonna have to birdie out here. So it's about time we got to it. You take 8-iron, I don't think we can reach it. I think if we take 7-iron, we're probably fairly close to where we want to be. Think a little bit long though, so we're just gonna give it some loft. Wind's turning, so maybe not. Play it like this. I could have still played the loft. It's a pretty substantial bounce through. It's tough stuff though. Wind is not my strong suit, so these rounds where we play the very high winds, it's quite testing. Quite testing for me. Like, this one just continues to go downhill, which is always so scary. Especially these, it's just the fact that it continues this like slow break. But that is one heck of a putt. Oh man. Not gonna lie, I took what happened on that missed eagle putt from earlier on, the way that it didn't quite break and stuff, and I completely applied that shot right there. I was like, okay, if that one played this kind of way, I'm gonna take that same thought process and we're gonna put it out with that in mind, and it paid off. I think that's a big thing, to be able to make those mid-round adjustments on the fly like that. It's like, okay, I saw that this is how whatever particular thing happened. So let's take what we've learned from that and make a better putt this time around. One kick forward right. Roll a little bit. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, man. Everything, it just turns into this slight uphill. It just turns into this slight uphill. Oh, that's so mean. No, underhit it. Underhit it. Oh, you wuss. Oh, you suck. We've had a couple of those ones where it's like that was the right read but the wrong input. All right, we're just gonna send this thing as far down the fairway as we can. Give ourselves as short of an approach. See if we can maybe bring this round home with an eagle. Get to that 12 under. Get out of these high winds, and maybe we can get a little bit more scoring going in the rest of the rounds if the winds are a bit calmer. Okay, so first things first, 155-ish. So a little bit past here. And then that's pretty much it. Because you're uphill with the wind, so I think we're going to take the 8-iron. And probably play it pretty much around stock. I don't really see a way that we end up going about that any differently. Still think I need to play something like over here. Yeah, I'm gonna play 8-iron stock. See, I could have played the loft. Gotta trust yourself a little bit. Alright, what can we do here? Little downhill chip. Alright. This is the type of one that it should come out just a little bit left, and then it's going to be the roll down into the hole. Pushed it. And apparently too aggressively, jeez. No shot, I underhit that one too? That's not how you want to end your round. All right, well, double digits. Gotta, 117s, man. Slow greens getting me. We gotta hit them just a little bit harder, but we'll take that forward. If we've got more slow greens coming in the next couple of rounds, we're gonna make the adjustment.